Nesky, the Posh PA, and look, I know that a PA education is expensive, but I also know there can be a significant return on your investment. The American Academy of PAs estimated that in 2019 to 2020, the average cost of a PA program for an in-state resident was about $57,000, and for an out-of-state resident, a little over $101,000. With that being said, there are several factors that impact the cost of a PA program. So you may be thinking to yourself, or me, Michelle, are there programs around the country that are going to be more affordable? The answer is yes, and we are going to break that down for you today in this video. But first, if you have not already, smash that subscribe button because I'm here every week dropping new videos to help you get into PA school, be a successful student, and a fulfilled practicing PA. Okay, so I'm never going to say that a PA program is cheap. One of the most commonly searched terms is cheapest PA programs. Now, I will say none of these are cheap, but there are programs and areas of the country where you are going to find more affordable programs. So some of the states with the costlier programs are going to include California, New York, Massachusetts, and New Jersey, where some of the more affordable options are going to fall in Texas, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, and Alabama. So really think about geographic location when you are looking at this. The other factors that can impact the cost of a program are going to be state residency. So whether or not you are a resident of the state of the program that you are going to be applying to, as well as cost of living and additional fees outside of your base tuition, which may include lab fees, miscellaneous supplies, uniforms, coats, things like that. And so these factors are considered when looking at the base tuition rate and then additional fees on top of it. So let's talk about some of the more affordable programs in the US in 2023. Now, Texas probably has the most affordable PA programs in the country, meaning the most in number. In general, it is less expensive to apply to PA school in Texas, or I should say, go to PA school in Texas. At a number of the institutions in Texas, including UT Southwestern or UT Rio Grande Valley, the average tuition for an in-state resident is going to fall more in between $40,000 to $50,000, which is below that average that the AAPA has given you. And even for out-of-state residents, it is going to be significantly less in the, higher 70 to 80 range for an out-of-state resident, which is less than the national average. So Texas really does have more affordable PA programs. One of the other programs that is very affordable in the US is going to be in Kansas. Wichita State University has one of the most affordable programs in the country. It has only about $30,000 for in-state residents base tuition. I will say that their average tuition is going to be about $45,000, $47,000 for in-state residents, whereas it's going to be about $89,000, $90,000 for out-of-state residents. Now, I know I just said New York was one of the more expensive states to go to PA school in, but that has an exception. The CUNY programs, so the City University of New York programs, offer a substantially reduced tuition for in-state residents of New York. That's right. Those ranges are also going to be in the $40,000 range for in-state residents of New York. And even for out-of-state residents, it's going to be below that average that I gave you of $100,000+. So you do have to do some research when looking into these programs in specific states. Another factor that's really going to impact the tuition or the amount that you pay is if the school is a public or a private university. Part of the reason that the CUNY schools are more affordable is because they are public universities. So really look at that when you're thinking about cost of living, but also tuition rates when applying to PA programs. So those are some of the most affordable programs in the country. Now, there are going to be more scattered throughout. I've seen University of Wisconsin, I've seen Indiana State University, all with lower than the average in-state and out-of-state tuition rates for PA programs. So it's really important to do your research and really to consider whether or not you want to go to a PA program in state, as it can save you thousands of dollars on your tuition costs and student loans. Remember, you are going to probably have to take out some student loans, if not a lot of student loans, to go to PA school. And so it's important to minimize that payback, right, in the end, so that you can get a return on your investment, so that when you're out in practice, you are not buckled down by student loan debt. So think about that when applying to PA school and really choosing programs throughout the country that may give you a more affordable option. I know that a lot of times people are like, I'll go anywhere. I get that and I understand it. But if you're looking for a low cost, more affordable option, I really encourage you to look at your in-state programs, particularly public, which are going to give you lower tuition costs. So again, just to recap, the factors that can impact tuition are geography, whether you're an in-state or out-of-state resident, whether they are public or private universities, and then you have to consider the cost of living where the program is. So again, lower, more affordable programs gonna be Texas, Wichita State, Indiana, all throughout the country. So really look at these programs. City University of New York has some great, more affordable options as well if you are somebody in the Northeast and looking for these programs. With that being said, on the flip side, University of Southern California is one of the most expensive programs in the country, with their average tuition being around $175,000. So when you're really looking at programs, it's important to look at that and think about your future in terms of your investment versus your payback of student loans and how much income you're going to be making in the future. Is there a difference to going to an in-state versus out-of-state program in terms of reputation? Absolutely not. You want to be going to a solid PA program that has good pass PANCE rates, that has a good reputation, that has a low level of attrition. And so these are important things to research, but the cost of a program does not impact the quality of a program. And I think that's really important to mention when talking about more affordable program options. So really do your research and look first at the programs that are in your state and see if those are options for you, if you really identify with their mission and vision. Also look at public versus private options. And again, some areas of the country are going to have more affordable tuition simply because the cost of living is lower in those areas, but also because of in-state residency status and public universities. So those are the more affordable, not the cheapest PA schools across the country, because again, none of them are cheap, but definitely look at the list in Texas, Wisconsin, Wichita State, which is in Kansas, Indiana, Missouri State, and Nebraska, all having some of the lowest tuition rates across the country. Now get out there, do your research, and save some money.